We begin our Sunrise Smart Start with parents in Warsaw saying more needs to be done following the investigation into claims of hazing that prompted an abrupt end to the high school boys basketball season.
4 years ago, there was a mother who spoke in front of the Board of Education about an instance of bullying affecting her son. She says that year in 2020, he was held down against his will by other students on the basketball team. And last night, she showed up to appeal to the board again, sharing her disappointment in a similar conversation that's had to be brought up again after some new claims, but she doesn't put all the blame on the district.
We don't have busing, we don't have community centers, we don't have girls club and boys club. Like, there's a clear need for community center support for our children. There's nothing for them. When you have no resources for those kids, no support systems for those kids, there's even more struggle.
Following the most recent incident we've been covering for weeks, the other boys' parents got online and had a statement saying they don't believe it was in fact a form of hazing, but rather a, quote, serious act of bullying. They also acknowledged the efforts by the district to address that situation. We did ask again the superintendent if the district had anything else to share regarding these allegations and the investigation. The super declined to comment last night.
The battle over turf in Brighton continues. Parents and concerned community members are speaking out against plans to install artificial fields at the high school. Opponents say growing data from Penn Environment Research and Policy Center shows the turf contains dangerous chemicals that could increase athletic injuries. District leaders say the turf doesn't contain so-called forever chemicals. Others complained about a lack of communication from the district. Brighton officials maintain the turf plan was laid out clearly. Voters approved the project 2 years ago.
The referendum's right up there, and I asked Dr. McGowan, please highlight it. It says synthetic turf. That's what got voted on. And people said, I didn't really read it that close. I just voted yes. I don't know how to respond to that. Like, I don't. I just don't.
Show up to the board meetings. Don't vote at an 80% rate for everything that's put in front of you. It's all that simple. There are massive consequences to the tax dollars that we just get squandered away. I like the school board. I like a lot of what they do, but there is zero accountability in this town. If you keep voting this way, don't expect anything else. It's that simple.
If you're interested, they say to visit the district's website to stay up to date on upcoming meetings.
We're hearing from friends and loved ones who gathered to honor the victims of Sunday's deadly rollover on Joseph Avenue here in Rochester. Early that morning, first responders found the heavily damaged car on its side and 2 people trapped. Both a man and a woman were pulled out of the car and they died later at the hospital. Police say the driver was going south on Joseph when the car hit a pole and then flipped. RPD is yet to release the identities of the victims, but last night at that balloon release, we did hear from the families.
He was a good guy. 53 years old, over 53 years, I think he touched a lot of people's lives in many different ways. I met him when I was 10. And he changed my life just from how I met him. So I think anybody that know him will be able to say some good things about any memory that they had of him.
We have to look and make sure when we go places that we drive responsibly and things of that nature, because this could have been anybody. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, the young lady lost her life as well. So we're here to celebrate both of them.
Exactly what happened just moments before the crash is still under investigation.
To President Trump's State of the Union, during the course of his nearly 2-hour speech, he touted the state of the economy, a drop in murder rates, and says he has not ruled out further military intervention in Iran.
It was Virginia's Governor Abigail Spanberger who gave the response for the Democrats, and in that criticized the administration's record on affordability. We did get some statements from local representatives. Democratic Congressman Joe Morelli says it's clear the president is living in an alternate reality where he is not responsible for tackling rising costs, expanding access to health care, or addressing any of the other challenges people face. Republican Claudia Tenney says President Trump's State of the Union made it unmistakably clear. America is back on track and the State of the Union is strong. She says after years of reckless spending, soaring inflation, open borders, and weak leadership, we are finally restoring strength, stability, and common sense.
Also in attendance at last night's State of the Union, the U.S. men's Olympic hockey team, including Buffalo Sabre Tage Thompson. The U.S. women's hockey team, which also secured a gold medal last week, declined the the invitation, citing previously scheduled academic and professional commitments. Haley Scamora, a Western New York native who helped the women win the gold, shares a message for young girls pursuing similar dreams.
Keep on your path, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Your journey's your own and it's meant for you, and to just enjoy it, to always have fun. And remember, it's a game.
Scamora adds both the women's and men's teams showed mutual support by showing up to each other's games.
The Sabres are back on the ice tonight in New Jersey, taking on the Devils after the league's Olympic break. Sabres defenseman Rasmus Dahlin, he left Milan without a medal. Sweden fell to the U.S. in the quarterfinals of the competition. He still says it was an amazing experience and a true honor to represent his country in Italy. And now that he's back here in the States, he's excited to start the playoff push with his teammates in Buffalo.
Losing that game kind of switched my focus right away to Buffalo. I'm so excited to get this thing going, and we have a really good thing going on, and now the fun begins. Now all the most important games start, so I can't be more excited for this.
Puck drop just a little after 7 this evening. Your sunrise traffic here 5 minutes ago until 7. We'll have another update on the forecast momentarily. First, though, issues on the roads. A new one just reported the last 10 minutes in Barrington. A crash at 490 East and Pittsford Palmyra Road. So we'll keep an eye on that for the next half hour when we see you again with sunrise traffic during CBS Mornings.
New this morning, a story about entrepreneurship. An 11-year-old from Geneseo has created a company called GB6 Customs. His main product, eye black that's banana scented, appropriately called Banana Black. Grant Bauer tells me he thought up the idea one day, and with the help and support of his parents, he made it happen. He is a total sports enthusiast, so this was a natural fit. After a conversation with Dad about sports, Grant suggested that someone should make scented eye black. After some research, they say they learned that it didn't exist and they went for it. Grant has big plans for the money he makes.
The first thing I'm going to do, if this does take off, if I get some money, is I'm going to pay for turf at my local park. On sunny days, they're always flooded. We always got to cancel games. It's not any fun.
Big plans there. Other products that Grant sells include the Not Makeup wipes to remove the eye black, athletic hoodies, and custom laser engraved back grip tape.
That thing, it's amazing what he did with that, but also with the hoodies, so it just doesn't flap around all the time, come up over your shoulder. It's incredible. Be mayor of Geneseo one day.
Yeah, right. Very great idea. I'm sure much success coming with that. Makes you excited for baseball season as things try to get a little bit warmer. Upper 30s for you this afternoon with some more light flakes flying around today.
9 o'clock as we get ready to wrap up our Survivor 50 premiere and giveaway, not challenge, but contest, where we're handing out some gear from the show. We'll have that on the Rochester First streaming app. Taste test today. We got some food.
Oh, yes.
We got a trial of that, too, as well.
Have a great day,
Feel free to swing by.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather. Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.